Hello. I think I'm just going to do these voice recordings every day because I don't want to be on camera. I don't want to do my makeup. Anyway, what today's topic is I live near, not too near, but not too far from the Galleria Mall in Houston, Texas. And it's crazy. It's crazy there. Why? Because ICE is there and they're just rounding people up, and they come in these black uniforms and their faces are covered, and they throw you into unmarked vehicles. Apparently that's ICE. But at the same time, the cartels are there rounding people up, throwing them into unmarked vehicles dressed in black with their face covered. And so the thing going around Houston is this: what's the fuck is up? Why are ICE not, like, the cartels there kidnapping people, citizens, or maybe not citizens, but they're fucking people up, and ICE is like, how do you know? Like, so they've even called, like, how, like, are we allowed to defend ourselves? Well, you better not shoot them because if it's ICE, you're gonna go to prison. But if it is a cartel, of course you're safe to shoot them because, duh, they're illegal. Make that make sense, Houston, America? Like, are we really just, they're like, we're insane. We're an insane nation, right? So Baba says, how dare the government? How dare they just, but then how dare they not go do this thing as long as they don't do it to me? But, get the cartels, but if the cartels are killing illegals, then let them roam free. I don't even know what to say. Y'all, that's crazy. That's crazy. So I'm going to try to find stories. I might go to the mall. I hate, it's impossible to park there, and I don't like to drive. So maybe I'll take an Uber over there. And then, but, I was talking to a friend. Let's change subject real quick. And trans people want representation in media. We do. We deserve representation. We deserve good representation. And I'm talking to a friend, and she's a really nice person. And she is selling her life story to the media, to some production company for a show. And I'm talking to her, and uh, I sure hope she really has considered how they will use her the rights to her life story, because I just, I'm suspicious. I don't think it's gonna. I don't like what I've heard. From what I've heard, I see a train wreck coming, but I try to be positive. Try to be positive. So I pitched, that it should be trans night court, and I did this for a reason. It's, because it was pitched to me like it's going to be trans law and order, except, we have to be woke, so there can't be police. I'm like, oh, it really sounds like a bad start. And then the trans is a prosecutor, maybe, or it could be a defense attorney, it could be a judge. Who knows what the trans is going to be yet? But specifically, the drama of the show is that the boss is like, is a strong black woman. Like, this is no joke. It's a strong black woman who had to get a divorce, because of the transition. They wanted a divorce, and this is a white person, the DA and or defense attorney and or judge, or who knows what, maybe the bailiff. Who knows what the trans person will be? But I'm like, what? and they told me the writer, and it's a white person. I'm like, oh no. So no, a white a white male, and I a white male should never. I'm not even woke. I think this is going to be a horrendous set of racial stereotypes parading itself as some sort of a justice. I, I, I don't know how you could build a show around this concept. Maybe. I mean, I don't know. Trans public defender to the rescue. Really? I don't know. I don't know how this is going to work. I know that the one of the main first episodes will be, oh my God, a trans prostitute was brutally murdered, and I'm going to stand up for them, or stand up for the killer, or whatever. It's the search for justice for this embattled trans girl. I mean, that's a good cause, but like, is it going to be every week? Like, how? That's depressing. Like, we gotta watch a dead trans prostitute every single week, and this is drama, and it's supposed to what, make people think what? What is it? What is the goal of this show? What is the goal of the show? Is it to make people like us, to understand our plight? Is it? What is the goal? I don't know. And I do have a cough these days. I don't know. I should go outside or stop vaping so much. Anyway, so I was like, this is a terrible idea. It's a terrible idea. You should do trans night court. I think, I think that would be great. We could humanize this. It's a lighthearted. You get to see reoccurring characters like Night Court did. You can, and those could be, additional trans or LGBT characters. Get some drag queens in there, get some fabulous gays in there. We could have the bailiff be a big lesbian. I don't know. And then I was like, who should play the Marquee Post character? Trace Lizette. And they got offended. And I'm like, what? She's too old to play me. I'm like, honey, you're just about 70. And that girl is fit. She could totally play the Marquee Post character I think she could totally land it. I just kind of got disappointed when they said Trace Lizette was too old. No, you're not, Trace. You're really beautiful. Now, I do get that what's it, the girl from Sense8? That's who they want. No, they're not getting her. Maybe they will, but no, girl, run from this show. Don't think it is gonna be a disaster. Maybe not. No, I have faith. Maybe there's a producer or someone with some sense who can say, really paint this community with compassion, with empathy, with strength, with dignity. Let's not play into stereotypes like the weekly dead trans hooker or the white savior or whatever. I mean, I think that would be good if we could do it. I don't think that's going to happen. I just don't see how trans law and order with no police works. And if it's not about trans, right? So the show is less about trans than a strong black woman who's the head of either the public defenders or the prosecutor or whatever, the judge pool, I don't see how that works. I don't see how a white male, trans or not, is going to write this part. It's kind of gross. I don't like that concept. It rubs me the wrong way. But, Hollywood being what it is, they're gonna be cool with it. I bet they're gonna be cool with it. I mean, they bought it. They bought this. They bought the rights. But that doesn't mean they have to use the real story, right? So what I'm saying this person should be very worried about is they're going to have their life story be made a mockery, and they can't do anything about it because they don't own it. Food for thought, community. Food for thought. Don't sell your life. Don't sell your life short. Keep control of that narrative. I think a lighthearted sitcom featuring us living our lives, even in hard circumstances. You know, have some queen come up there. Sure, she got busted again, but she's a human, and she could tell a joke, you know. She could even have a catchphrase, you know, like the old Newhart show. I am Larry. This is my brother. You know, it doesn't matter if they're given dignity as a character. I just don't see what I've heard about trans law and order being that, and it's depressing. I sure would love trans night court though. I should write trans night court. Look, you know, we could do it in Britain. We should do trans night court in Britain. Do they have night court in London? Oh my god, the accents. Oh my gosh, I could tell. It would be so much fun. So much fun. That's what I want to do. I want to move to Britain and do trans night court there. London style. London style British night court. London trans people seem so much cooler than us. What's wrong with us, America? What is wrong with us? Why do we suck so bad? Is it the guns? I don't know. Is it Netflix? They have Netflix there. And they have to share a teeny little island with J.K. Rowling. I don't know. Food for thought. Way saner group of trans than America. Way more community driven than America. You know, all we have is the first trans who are transed. She was the first trans on the moon. She was the first trans to drive a car. First trans to give a speech at a convention. First trans to win an office. And she's the first trans to say Palestinian children should fucking die. That takes courage. Sarah McBride is a courageous, courageous woman who deserves respect, right? She did do something good, tell us all to fuck off about sports. Good job, lady. That was great. Actually, I do respect that. It's just that I'm not pro-genocide. Like, what? The first trans to not mention Epstein at all. The first trans to have talked to our president as he was having dementia and just going, it's no big deal. These things matter. Like, we are co-citizens in this great failed experiment called America. And we're just not looking out for each other the way we should. We're all looking out for ourselves. Link in bio, please. Cash App in my bio. Don't forget. And I think we could all do better. And I know I'm picking on the trans community because I am trans. And you should, clean up your own house first. I think as a community, we could do better. We just could. We don't have to be so stupid. We don't all need trophies. I'm not so happy with what Leah did, but who cares? It's just swimming. Everyone's so stupid. And then I don't know. Just don't know. Do you think that aliens are real? I've been watching a lot of alien videos recently. I wonder if trans aliens exist. I'm not drunk. I'm just slurring my speech because my mouth is dry. I bet they do. If I were an alien coming to the Earth, I would totally transition. You give it a try one way, try the other. Like Jeffrey Epstein's niece, apparently she grew up in a transgender cult. And that Jeff transed her when she was an infant. That's surreal, right? However, they worshipped Baal, which makes no sense because everyone knows Baphomet is the transgender demon. Right, Buck? We all know. Right, Buck? So what you do for your fame and money in Hollywood, in the demon realm, is you make sacrifice. So like child sacrifice, pedophilia, things like that. So like you might get abortions, tons of abortions, and you make smoothies from the abortions, and you drink it in a ritual so that you gain money, influence, and power via your God. Interesting stuff. I didn't know nearly so much about this. I should have, I didn't make a pact with either demon, really. Not consciously. Maybe in another life. I guess we'll see. So if I can get famous, remember Cash App in bio, get some money, get some fame, then we'll see, is Baal real? So here's what I'm going to do. If I can get 1 million subscribers, I will manifest a deity for you all, the trans god. I can do it. We'll cast a ritual spell. We'll do it live on air, and we will ask them, who loves trannies more, Baal or Baphomet? Who do you think it is? My money's on Baphomet because that goat head is sexy. Y'all. Catch you next time.